Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a ton of news to go through because we have the exclusive dev Q&A today with Will Shen and Emil Pagliarulo over on their Discord, Starfield going gold, as well as some additional news and updates. Guys, we have a big one to get through today. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Comeback Kids are doing a giveaway for a free copy of Starfield, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video to learn more information on how you can win a free copy for yourself. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. All right, chat, let's go out here and get a win, baby. Let's go. Boom, baby. That's how it's done right there. Let's go, man. I am starving, but I'm live online right now. And I'll let so many people down if I go get food right now. Do I just up and leave? Strip my community of fun when everyone's having a great time? Oh my God. I don't know what to do. It's Magic Spoon! Magic Spoon is a proud sponsor of the Comeback Kids, and it's the adult cereal you loved when you were younger. It's packed with loads of protein and 0 grams of sugar. It's a wholesome adult cereal that's gluten-free, naturally flavored, low-carb, and made with high-quality ingredients. The best part about it is that there's over 10 different flavors to choose from, so there's truly a flavor for everybody. Click the link below or scan the QR code on screen now and use the code TCBK for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/TCBK to save $5 today. Okay, so starting things off hot, ladies and gentlemen, it was confirmed by Bethesda Game Studios over on X, formerly known as Twitter, that Starfield has officially gone gold. They also initially announced that preloads begin tomorrow, August 17th, for Xbox, and then Windows PC will be able to preload on August 30th. This is absolutely amazing news because you've seen some of our recent videos where all this drama was going on, built up around Starfield not officially going gold, and a lot of people having concerns about whether the game is going to be delayed or there's going to be any more drama going on. Obviously, it was a bit drastic, but they officially shut down all those theories today. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, August 17th for Xbox users and PC users on Steam. It's going to be August 30th for those preload days. Okay, now moving on to the big juice and squeeze of today's episode, the developer Q&A over on Discord. I personally thought now this was going to be a live stream hosted by Bethesda on their Discord, but sadly, it was literally just a simple type-up Q&A. It just ended a couple minutes ago. Either way, let's just break down what we've got. I'm very excited. Let's jump right into it. The first question was that, can you buy houses or property inside of main cities? The devs responded by saying there's housing in different cities that the player can get. Some you have to purchase, and some are rewards for specific quests. Emil also responded stating, you sure can. You can purchase in any major city in the game, and there is at least one that you can get specifically for completing something, which was probably about that main quest. So this actually confirms that we can purchase a home no matter what planet or city we can actually go on, obviously if it's habitable, which is great for selecting a place for you to always go back to and even decorate, call home, or whatever. Moving on to our second question, it's going to be, if you get the kids stuff trait, will our parents be generated based on our character's physical looks? Will responded saying that our programmers were excited to make a function that could try to match your custom face and then create the two parents off of that. So they are based on what your character looks like. Emil also responded saying, totally, just as we did in Fallout 3 and 4 with your dad, and in Fallout 4 with your son. It's going to work the same way inside of Starfield. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't the biggest piece of news in the world, but it just shows that those crucial little details that this company loves to add inside of their games to really sink you into the world and make you just feel like you're a part of something rather than just wasting your time playing a video game. Like, there's a story here, there's involvement. Everyone in my family in the game that I created with my character looks like me. It's just something that's really, really cool that they wanted to add out there. The third question is, if you've never experienced a Bethesda Game Studios game before, and you're starting with Starfield, what information should we know to make the experience more impactful from the start? How deep should we go into creating our character's backstory before we even start the game? Emil responded by saying, we will always make our games for fans both old and news. She also stated it's important to look at it less like playing a video game and more about living in the universe that they've created. The most important thing to do is to settle in, go in at your own pace, and pretty soon you'll learn all the systems and be adventuring through Starfield the way you choose. Once again, this is one of those questions that sort of just reinstates the feeling in the game that you could truly do whatever you want to do and be whoever you really want to be. So if you're new to Bethesda type of games, and you don't need to play other games in the past to be able to understand that this is going to be the case in Starfield and what they're trying to do. Moving on to now question 4. This is where things start to get really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. The question is, how will the smuggling cargo system work in-game? Can we hide it somewhere on the ship and sell it for more currency later? They responded by saying certain items are considered contraband, and you'll need to smuggle them past security ships that are in orbit around major settlements. They also say that you can hide them using special ship modules that you can purchase in the world. They also say the economy is fixed, but prices of bought and sold goods can change based on the skills that you choose. So it seems like smuggling is going to be a very effective way for you to make some additional credits, whether it be similar to how the Thieves Guild work inside of Skyrim, where you can take your stolen goods and bring them to a certain vendor inside of the guild to sell directly to them for some money, or some system they have in place that they haven't even gotten into yet or displayed. Either way, the idea of being a smuggling space cowboy for some extra credits and collecting bounties sounds like a badass class, Fantasy Man, and I'm super excited to dive into that one. Moving on to question 5 is now, will there be a jail system if we commit crimes? The devs responded by saying, yes, you can elect to go to jail, pay a fine, or even resist arrest and try to escape. This is going to be similar to how all their crime system works in their previous Bethesda games like Skyrim and Fallout. They also stated that there are civilizations, there's governments, and there are laws in place. They actually even explored the themes of crime and punishment in Starfield as well. So this is going to be very interesting to see if there are any other forms of punishment in a way, rather than just serving time and walking out of the prison scot-free. Maybe having to do some sort of objectives in place, or you know, being forced to go on certain missions and complete specific objectives to serve your time in a way. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works. Next up, we have question 6. The next question asked will be, will time pass when I'm not in the game? For example, my trade routes, my outposts, my mining operations, will they continue to produce if I'm not logged in? They simply responded by saying, this will only continue to produce when you're actively playing the game. This is going to be very interesting to see also if there are going to be time-dated activities like researching certain things, or building your outpost, or maybe sending your companions out on missions if that's something that you can do. Either case, hopefully none of it is going to be time-gated too long if that's what's going to be happening, because no one likes to be time-gated and waiting on things to happen in a single-player game. That would just be, I don't know, kind of sluggish and feel off in my opinion. You know, no one likes being time-gated. Hopefully it's nothing too bad if that's the case. Moving on to question 7. Once again, we got another spicy one here with question 7. It asks, can you be a double agent in the game? They respond by saying that is actually exactly what you can do. You could infiltrate the Crimson Fleet for the United Colonies because it's specific to that quest line. They also state that whether you betray the fleet or the United Colonies is a choice you will get to make in itself. So I think in order for you to be a double agent, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to come down to probably just a couple quest lines at most in particular, and I don't think it's something you can just do and have an option for every single faction in the game. Either way, though, I think it's going to be a really cool quest line, and definitely something that I'm going to be excited to dive into on my playthrough, man. Moving on to next question, number 8. It's going to be, if it was possible to play through the game in a pacifist type mode where you don't kill anyone or even potentially anything at all. They responded simply by saying, we can't guarantee every mission can be completed, but you do have a couple of systems that can help in place with this. They did state, however, that it was realized that for various reasons it wasn't fully feasible. So if you were hoping to just do a non-lethal playthrough, it's just going to be very difficult to even accomplish or even pull off in the slightest, other than simply just convincing people to not fight for you at all. Moving on to our next question, was asked about the beliefs and basic history of the religions that you can join inside of Starfield. This is a very big lore and story-based question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the devs responded by saying that the Sanctum Universum is one of the religions, and that they believe God is out there somewhere in the universe to be found, and that's literally finding God out in the universe, and that it's humanity's ability to travel the stars brings us closer to God. They believe that having the power to grab jump is God's way of saying, I'm out here, come find me. Next up, we have the Enlightened, and they are pretty much an atheist group that focuses on humanitarian and community work. They believe life is something every person has to take responsibility for, so if we want the world to be a better place, we're gonna have to be the ones to turn it into a better place. And lastly, you have the House of Varun, where in this game, you don't really know what the complete truth and story is yet, but the gossip in the game says that a colony ship sets out for a new world, making grav jumps along the way. While making grav jumps, though, a passenger on the ship claims that they spent time communing with a celestial entity known as the Great Serpent. He also brought back a mandate, basically saying that get on board or be devoured when the Great Serpent encircles the universe. Now, the developers didn't state whether this is true or not, but I've had my fair share of insane stories and fables inside of these Skyrim, Fallout or Oblivion games being true. So honestly, if I had to bet my money on it, I would say something along the lines of this can be true and very much happen, and honestly just be an absolutely insane storyline potential for players to encounter, which I'm definitely going to be diving into on my Space Cowboy journey. The next question was, how many companions total will we be able to recruit as players? The developer stated that there are over 20 named characters to join your crew, and that 4 of them in particular are from the constellation and have the most story and interaction with the player because, they're a part of the main story. But all of the named characters have their own backgrounds and can follow you around also. So over 20 named companions that you can have access to, which is really, really great. The next question was that when you assign crew members to work in Outpost, do you have to pay them salaries for them to work there? The developers responded by saying you just have to pay them a one-time flat fee, and they've experimented with other things, but ultimately decided to just have it a one-cost upfront deal. They did also mention that you can use your speech challenge game to negotiate over the price to affect the cost of everything as well. Moving on to the next question was, will our companions will be able to level up their perks? Will their perks stack with ours? The developers responded by saying all crew members start with a set of skills at specific ranks. They don't level up, but their ranks vary depending on the companion. So you might need a character that's especially good at rifles that when you hire them to come with you in combat, or you might need an astrodynamics expert that will increase your grav jump range when assigned to your ship specifically. I think this is amazing with the fact that finding characters out there in the universe that are good at specific things makes me want to dive into the lore and want them a part of my crew to do specific jobs that I need them to do. If I need someone to watch my back, I'm going to find someone who's good at combat. If I need someone to, run my outpost really well, I'm going to go do that. I personally would really love the opportunity where I could, make my own custom crew members in a way and, customize their skill ranks to my choosing, but I will bet money that there is going to be some modders out there that's going to make that sort of thing happen, and I'll be seeing that in a couple months. Next up, we have question 13. It's going to be, what are your favorite parts of the game? They actually asked the developers this, and Will Shen responded by saying, I love finding content that I haven't seen yet or even forgot about. Even after all the time passes and all the playthroughs that I've done, our games are so big that no person is likely to have seen it all. Emil, on the other hand, says that she has seen every questline in the city, every piece of major content in the game, at every stage of development. For her, the real pleasure is seeing how they've all evolved into the versions they are today. The versions everyone here will play, and that she has a real soft spot for the city of Neon, which is pretty much like Las Vegas in our world. She says that the designers killed it on this project, and that the quest lines are going to be awesome. Now, personally, I've never been much of a quest guy inside of Bethesda games, but Starfield, man, it's just way too tempting to not go on some amazing journey throughout space with me and my crew, and being a part of a story and a quest line, it makes me feel like I'm playing Star Wars The Old Republic for the first time again. I'm really, really excited. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, they asked, what is the history of the Mechs? They responded by saying that they showed a bit of them in the animated shorts, and that the Mechs are leftovers from the colony wars, and that both sides, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, had Mechs. The Freestar Collective, though, really mastered them, but the United Colonies also relied on the controlling of alien beasts from their Xenoware division to help in the war as well. It was confirmed that both of those were outlawed, and that the Mechs are not usable, they are in ruins. So she did, however, mention, though, that there is an old Mech battleground in the game to be found as well. So that's something that a lot of people are going to be on the lookout for in their playthrough. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to check out all these questions yourself personally, make sure to go on their Discord. They literally answer all of these questions, and their Discord is such an awesome place to just hang out and be a part of a community in when it comes to Starfield. I promise you guys won't be disappointed. Now, I'm going to be honest, though, I was really hoping for a live stream sort of displaying and viewing all this information, but at this point, I'm not disappointed at all. You know, with Starfield just being a couple weeks away, I'll take absolutely anything I can get when it comes to the content and satisfying the hunger of me wanting to play this game today. You know what I mean? If you guys are interested in seeing some more Starfield content, though, don't forget to consider subscribing. And also back to that giveaway, the Comeback Kids are doing a giveaway for a free copy of Starfield. So if y'all are interested, please visit the link in the description below to find out more details on how you could win that. That's going to be all from me, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Until the very end, my name's Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.